You ever have an idea that was like a really good idea, and you maintain that it's a really good idea, but due to your own poor planning and execution, it just falls apart? So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Recently on Twitch, I attempted a new challenge. This was a challenge I failed at so badly, I felt that it was necessary for me to private the VOD. However, I did try it, and I felt like it would be a shame if I just decided I was never going to talk about it, or I just tried to bury it and hide it forever. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. And stick around until the end if you want to watch me chase a fly as a VTuber. And like always, if you like the video, take a screenshot of your favorite part. You could probably get it minted into an NFT or something. I hear those are worth a lot of money. In this video, I will be discussing the challenge, what went wrong, and why I feel like it was a failure. The challenge in question was a VTuber creation speedrun. I was to, in one stream, create a model using Vroid, some art assets, and a BGM. So it was a lot to do. So seconds before the stream started, I decided to make the BGM portion optional, which I never specified in the title, so that's a problem right there. But we'll start with the first real issue. Greater than scope, the real issue was research. I attempted this challenge on Monday, July 31st, 2023 at around 7 in the evening. But I didn't fully understand how Vroid models were captured until Monday, July 31st, 2023 at 12 in the morning. This isn't a huge deal because Vroid models are actually really easy to capture. But what if they weren't? What if I didn't have a good webcam? What if Vroid models needed additional rigging? Basically, I lucked out in this front. But I can't say the same for the BGM. I planned on creating the BGM in MuseScore using mostly percussion instruments. I wanted to give it sort of a spooky sound to it. The plan was to listen to some spooky songs, like themes from scary video games and scary video game levels to get ideas. I also wanted to go into MuseScore and learn how the xylophone worked a little bit better in MuseScore. I've never played the xylophone. I've never seen xylophone music, so I needed to do that. And I never did any of that. None of it. Keep in mind, I came up with this challenge about a month ago. But let's talk about guidelines. Let's talk about rules here for a second. So it's a challenge, so obviously it needs rules. So what were the rules? Well, here we go. Rule number 1. Categories are considered done based on my completely subjective and arbitrary decision that they are complete. And that was the only rule. At least I was being honest. Now, based on the rules as written, I technically could have made one change to a default Vroid model, drew a single line in Krita, placed a single note in MuseScore, and I would have called it a stream. Of course, I never did any of that, and I knew I wouldn't do any of that, but it's still not much of a challenge with no real rules, and definitely makes it not much of a speed run. Furthermore, this rule was actually a reference to the anime Blue Lock. So yeah, my only rule for this challenge was actually literally just an anime reference. So let's talk about the day of the challenge. Like I said, I planned this about a month ago. And when I was planning this, I set the date as Saturday, July 29th. This ended up being the debut dates for the newest HoloLive generation. Because of this, I decided it was a good idea to push the stream back. Except that's just an excuse. I was actually just really nervous and used it as an excuse to push things back to Sunday. And then I found an excuse on Sunday to push it to Monday. On Monday, I found an excuse to push the time from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. until I finally forced myself to go live. Things started out fine during model creation until I wanted to switch screens to my drawing tablet and accidentally revealed my desktop, which wasn't a big deal, but it was more than I wanted to show. In total, model creation time took about an hour to complete. Yeah, it's low quality, but it's not terrible. I mean, Vroid gives you a pretty good base. But I also realized that I forgot to start my timer. Minor mistake, not a big deal. I could just use the stream time because I put it there, or go back in later and figure it out. But once I was done, I felt a little mixed. I tried to modify most of the categories at least a little bit, but the outfit I selected was still a stock item, and the color couldn't be changed as far as I know without doing something else to it. Just came with the program. So it kind of was... I sometimes struggle with how original it ended up being in the end. So after that, I moved on to the artwork. Now, I'm not much of an artist, but I kind of like my poorly drawn designs, like the skull that I have. I kind of like it. I actually redrew it, and I think I might actually end up using the redraw as my new avatar. Not sure. But I've also never drawn live before. So it was a little bit tense. Then when I went to save the asset, something interesting happened. I accidentally revealed my file explorer. I don't think it showed any important information, but it was definitely more than I wanted to show. I decided at that point in time, the VOD basically had to die. And then when I attempted to save the art, the program stopped responding. Krita stopped responding. So I tried to close it in Task Manager. And that didn't work. So I was stuck. I basically just sat there for a while trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Because if I needed to turn off my computer, if I needed to do a full restart to get this going, then I would have had to have ended the stream. And then I had to have started the stream. And at that point, I was basically in the mode where I was just going to give up. But then I didn't want to give up. And then somewhere in the middle of all of this, the program started responding again. Well, it didn't start responding. It closed successfully. I was able to reload it, and I was able to load the an autosave for the asset, which I finished. I saved. I made a second asset, and then at that point in time, I kind of took stock of the situation. I was about 2 hours in. I had no views on the stream the entire time, and I would need to delete the VOD anyway. So at this point in time, I thought about it, and I decided that I was just going to take the L on this one. It's not like at this point that anybody was ever going to see it. It wasn't even something that I could get good highlights out of. I've got maybe like a few minutes. Like I said, I got a few minutes of footage I'm going to show you from it. But that's it. Most of it's just like really boring. It's not a good viewer experience. The beginning of it, I didn't even have a BGM until I realized that was really awkward. So I found this copyright-free BGM on YouTube that I could use. So the whole thing was just ill-conceived. It didn't go very well. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it from there on, but that's the story. It was the second challenge on my channel, and it ended in abject failure. But hey, at least I got a story out of it. So here's some footage of me chasing a fly as a VTuber. There's another insect in here. I saw you. Don't act like I didn't see you. You live for now. God, it's weird now. You can see how much I move around in my chair. How jerky my movements are. Yeah, my eyes move? Like, wait. Fucking bug. I see you. Going. Where are you going? This is the ultimate test of tracking right now, is this friggin' insect. I get it. I don't think I did. I don't think I got it. I think it's still alive. I don't see it anymore. There it is. There it is. Where did it go? I don't see it. Okay. So we're just gonna ignore the little insect. I got my little skull avatar, and I'm gonna make more. I see it again. I see the bug again. Okay, we're just gonna move on from all of this. Oh, my eyebrows do move. Now it's time to close things out. So why do I feel like this was such a failure? If you look at it from a certain perspective, I technically accomplished all of my goals. I created the model and I did create the art. But I did not complete the BGM. Yes, I said that that was optional, but I made that caveat literally seconds before the stream started. So I'm going to say that the BGM was never complete like it was supposed to be. And a second problem is that I just feel like the model isn't original enough. I don't know. I just feel like I could have done more with it to make it more original, which is fixable if I decide that I'm going to go ahead and like keep using it. Yeah, basically, those are the two big reasons. The BGM wasn't complete, and I feel like it should have been, and the model isn't original enough for me. So I guess, where do we go from here? I don't know. Maybe I'll use the model for something. Maybe I'll go in, modify it, make it a little bit better, and then move on from there. But we'll have to see. Other than that, I'll be moving on from this now. I will still be working on my synth relay challenge, and then once that's done, I have an idea for another one that I will be moving on to. But that's the end of this day's discussion. And if you're curious, I actually captured that insect and released it.